Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, I want to go discuss the fact that Sony's absolutely smashing it when it comes to all the sales going on right now with the PlayStation 5, especially in comparison to the Xbox Series X and S, and even the Nintendo Switch. We've been actually seeing some crazy sales numbers. We actually have sales figures, and I think also the PlayStation has actually gone past over 6.3 million units sold, which is astronomical in comparison to everything. Even on the Xbox Series X, and S, it's been some very good numbers. So I want to dissect into that, talk about that, especially now because it's the weekend, so we can kind of take a little bit of a break on the restock news overall and talk about some of these fun things. We also have another video coming out later on tonight that kind of relates to this too as well. So if you guys see this video, go check out the video later on as well. Also, if you guys been just enjoying the more laid back, chill vibes myself, I can't wait to go have a nice little break tomorrow. I might even pre-record like maybe 1 or 2 videos so we can kind of have a little bit more of a lighter day tomorrow. But if we get any good restock news, I'll definitely let you guys all know. If any of you guys are brand new, we've been covering up a lot of Sony news up on the channel, so make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on if you guys like that, or just be subscribed for our PS5 giveaway. We've also been doing a lot of the PS5 restock stuff in case you guys are still trying to get the console as well. Leave a like if you guys enjoy these types of videos. We have the Amazon links down below with the disc and digital because it's very much overdue. Or if you guys saw the video earlier on today, maybe you guys can get a $1 Amazon console, which would be insane. We also have the Twitter and Twitch stream, a link down below if you guys want to follow. I'd love to have you guys in either war, especially up on the Twitter, and also the Weeble. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100. You guys go get free stock and free money, and Coinbase. If you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency, you guys go and get free Bitcoin. Also, thank you guys all for the nice compliments of the haircut. It's been like 2 days, so my ego is glowing. And now let's go actually dive on into the news. So we have 2 things I want to go and showcase and talk about first. So I actually saw this up on Twitter. I actually saw Ox go and tweet this out. So I actually want to go and dissect into the actual parallels of the PlayStation 5 versus the Xbox. This is, as I mentioned, the PlayStation 5 is doing extremely well in comparison to the Xbox. Very, very well in terms of sales and all that stuff. So you guys can even go look at the actual release date window on this little graph on over here. The red is the Nintendo Switch. The green is the Xbox Series X and S, and the blue is the PlayStation 5. I'm just going to assume it's both the digital and the disc in combination. So you guys can actually kind of go and see off the actual launch cycles where they basically had like 1.5 million consoles each, give or take in the launch window. And then we see like some actual major spikes. This actually might be around more of the Black Friday sales or so, where we have these major bump ups. But we can even go and see in the consistent actual production of the consoles, Sony's been pulling ahead a lot. Now, we've had a few doom and gloom videos up on the channel even today where like things are in crisis mode, but I think that just shows in how big the demand is, because in comparison, they've already almost made 6.3 million consoles. And it's only been a few months since this actually came on out. Now, granted, everyone's bored with the pandemic. We had the semiconductor shortage everyone keeps on talking about, etc. But just in terms of actual sales numbers, the PlayStation is doing astronomically well, even just in comparison to the Switch and Xbox. And I would actually go and say it's almost getting to the point where it's going to be double in the near future if these trajectories keep on going up and up. And in terms of sales, that is ridiculous. Now, granted, not because I'm not too much. I mean, I'm a big Sony fanboy. You guys can look at my channel. Don't get me wrong. But I also do like Microsoft, like Xbox, etc. So I would be very, very kind of curious to see how these numbers actually would compare if they're all just physically not like, you know, not only online sales, walk-in sales, and like, or let's go and say they have like 50 million each, on how many of those 50 million would be sold from each of the actual consoles, like the Sony, Switch, and Xbox. But as of right now, the demand is still insane for the PS5, and I'd imagine, especially for my community, more people are on the lookout for the PS5 than the Xbox. But that's one major figure I want to go touch on and dissect, because that's awesome. But one other thing too, as well, that we kind of had a chance to go and cover up throughout this month is basically dissecting all these consoles and how they've been released. So I'm going to kind of dive into this article by Screen Rant, and we're going to talk about the PlayStation 5, etc. Because I want to talk about this throughout the week, but sadly, because I had so much restock news going on. I want you guys to get your consoles first before we talk about the consoles. We'll make videos like this in the future, more so when all of you guys have the games, we can dissect things and talk about stuff and actually play games, you know, like the main purpose of actually getting the console. But anyway, so kind of start this off over here. As of the beginning of March 2021, we're a little bit more into that, but you know, usually sales numbers, they take a little while to be reported. The PlayStation 5 has now surpassed 6 million sales worldwide, which is insane. Since its launch, Sony's console has been up against a significant amount of issues like other consoles. The PlayStation 5 faced major shortages in 2020 due to manufacturing issues caused by COVID restrictions. Dude, I can't wait until we can go and actually have new news besides all these semiconductors this and semiconductor shortage that. The shortages coincide with the introduction of lockdown and stay-at-home measures, we all know, during which many people turned to video games to pass the time, while also a lot of people are trying to get their hands on the PS5. Most were unlucky, but some of you guys, especially you guys watching my channels, actually have been a little bit lucky themselves. So the scarcity has driven up both the demand for the PS5 and its price. Scalpers have taken advantage of this, or not, when they sell their $1 consoles on Amazon. That's why I tell you guys to check the Amazon links. Charging outrageous sums for the console. Despite these prices, people are still buying them. Scalper sales supposedly account for 10% of all PS5 consoles sold. The shortage doesn't seem to be stopping soon. PS5s are listed as sold out and almost every time. So basically, the main thing we want to look at this is this information. That was just the introduction over here. Despite this, the PlayStation 5 soared past 6 million sales worldwide, which is insane. As of the start of March 2021, the data organized by VG Charts states that during the week of February 28th and March 6th, the PS5 sold around 200,000 units, which in all honesty is actually a bit lower than I would expect. You guys can let me know your thoughts, but I feel like in terms of all these restocks and like, GameStops, the Amazons, etc., because this was a few weeks back, I would almost expect there'd be more consoles being sold than just 200,000. And I also kind of wonder too if that also factors that into the, European areas, etc., too, as well, which overall would bring those numbers very, very low. This also brings the overall total to 6.08 million units. This is more than the Xbox Series X and S, which sold over 100,000. So basically about double in terms of actual units being sold, bringing its total units to 3.94 million. Both consoles remain eclipsed by the Nintendo Switch, which sold 423,000 units during the week, bringing its grand total to 80 million units sold, which is insane. But kind of go back to this number in case you guys are curious on that. More so, some weeks you guys can kind of see the comparison on the chart still going up around the same amount. That's just kind of like the comparison. Like sometimes the Switch can make more, so they're going to sell more. But overall in these figures, the figures are more so around double. Just in case for the clarification, in case I clickbait, like, oh my God, Sony is huge or whatever. Because it's true. It's just even just looking through these factors. But some weeks the Switch will sell more. They've been in production more. It's like a 4-year-old console. So their construction numbers are easier than the PlayStation 5, which is brand new as well. The PS5 still has a long way to go to the PS4, which has sold over 115 million units in its lifetime. It still has sold 43,000. So there's 43,000 sales on the PS4 still. That's like, it's basically selling one sixth of the actual amount of the actual PS5. That to me is almost crazier than the actual sales numbers of the Switch, the Xbox, and PS5, in full honesty. The PlayStation 5 has big shoes to fill overall. The PS2 is still the best-selling console of all time, which, funny enough, I always thought that was like the Wii, in my opinion. And the Switch continues to outsell the new generation consoles. I'd say it's more so on the supply constraint, because as we just looked at a previous graph, you could just see the actual massive numbers in the same time period is more so favored to the PS5. If Sony wants to stay competitive and win the console war in raw sales, which it was able to do with the PS4, has to find out workarounds with its manufacturing issues and make PS5s more generally available. I mean, like, yeah, duh. Like, everyone wants the cons, you got to go make more, duh. But we're still in the pandemic, so we have to figure that stuff on out. And also, helping to co-combat against scalpers would be a huge step. However, Sony has this work cut out for it. It's clear that the company knows what makes for a successful console. Yeah, good games and actually being able to go and buy it. Those are always, I think, probably the number two. You guys can probably agree. It's clear that the company knows what makes it a successful console, but as resolutions get higher and teraflops become more numerous, it becomes more difficult to straddle the line between high processing power and accessibility to the average consumer. Only time will tell if Sony will be able to win this generation sales race with its exclusive titles and the PS5 relative power alone. So I have a lot to go touch on this, but I think it's very interesting in terms of just even clickbait material alone, is the fact that Sony's doing very good. Now, as we even mentioned in the article, sometimes the Switch does have like a nice little spike. You guys can even see like a line chart right here where my mouse cursor is, where they just have a massive bump up, or even in comparison, say like the Xbox, or even in this week right here alone, the Switch was lower than the Xbox, and then because of consistent production, it's even up higher a few weeks later. But overall, if you guys look at the actual chart, the PS5, especially off these initial starts in kind of big waves, more so this way, is just blowing everyone out of the water. And I think we always kind of more so compare the PS5 to the Xbox. The Switch is still relevant, but as a 4-year-old console, it's harder to compare the two. And as of right now, we're basically seeing the PS5 essentially double the sales of the Xbox. Now, once again, granted, it would kind of more so depend on the production. Like if they have the same amount of production numbers, I'd be very curious to kind of go and see which would win, because we have been seeing some regions where the Xbox is getting more sales, but that also could just be a production-wise as well. But it is very interesting news to go and more so see that the PS4 is still so relevant, even though the next generation's out, where they sold over 40,000 units, but as well, also interested in how well the PS5 in comparison to Microsoft is doing with their Xbox Series X and X is in comparison. So overall, I think Sony's been doing a very good job. Now, of course, all of us, we've heard about the semiconductors so many times. we of course granted all want to have more of a chance to buy the console and actually play the console. So until they could actually meet those demands and we could all just go walk into a store and actually get our consoles, until that moment happens, I still don't think the overall supply is going to be met, which stinks because I want to have my consoles, I want to play my consoles, and I want all of you guys that are watching my videos to go get the consoles so we can talk about fun game news and all that stuff as well, besides just, hey, Walmart's restocking. As much as I like doing that, though, you guys know what I mean. So kind of interesting news, and how the fact that Sony is literally beating the Xbox so well in terms of sales. And I also do like the fact that all the companies are doing well. Like, this is not really too much of a competition. There's always a little bit of the console, fight between Xbox and Sony. But overall, just based on the sales numbers, every single console is doing good. The Xbox X and S doing good. The actual digital PS5 and disc PS5 doing good. And the Switch, even though it's still so many years old, is still doing good as well. So overall, I guess it's just kind of good for gaming and gaming news in general. I'm excited for it myself. And hope you guys can kind of enjoy this little more dissection into the actual analytics. It's very cool as a little bit of a Sony fanboy to see that Sony is doing so well in terms of all their sales. So keep it up on Sony, but please make more consoles so we can all actually go and buy them. If any of you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, or just be subscribed for the PS5 giveaway and restocking news or news articles like this. As well, we always have the Twitter and Twitch stream linked down below. Leave a like if you guys enjoy. You have the Amazon links with the disc and digital also linked down below. And of course, the Weeble. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100. You guys go get free stock and free money and Coinbase. You guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys go get free Bitcoin. Leave your comments down below. Would love to hear your thoughts. Always be nice in the comments though too as well if someone has a different opinion. And we'll go dive on into more news. Again, like some of the news that they're going to upload in a few hours is going to be related to this as well. So if you guys saw this video, go watch the next video too. Love you guys all so much. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. We'll have some more restock news all throughout the next few days. And I love you guys all so much for watching. You guys are all fantastic. And hopefully we could all go get you guys your PlayStations, Xbox, or even the Switches as well. Love you guys all. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys up on the next one.